The man never expected it. After finally getting his reincarnation, he ended up in the same other world as his former female boss from his past life. Even more absurdly, this woman used to love ordering him around. She was so domineering she felt like a tyrant. But after reincarnating, the way she looked at Jack started to change more and more. Her name was Jenny. She had awakened the class Valkyrie, a powerful role capable of both tanking damage and dealing high offense. Because her class was so strong, Jenny naturally assumed Jack would continue following her like before. But Jack had no intention of being controlled by this female tyrant again, so he directly rejected her party invitation. Jenny only slightly pursed her lips, then turned away pretending not to care, but the brief flash of disappointment in her eyes still revealed her true feelings. The world they arrived in was called the Labyrinth Kingdom. In this country, money wasn't the most important thing. What truly determined a person's status was their labyrinth contribution points. Any positive action inside the labyrinth would be converted into contribution points, and those points directly affected a person's rank in society. Even food, housing and daily life all depended on contribution points. After learning the basics, Jack understood the most important thing now was to quickly choose a suitable job class. Not long ago, he had seen a girl named Baigong choose the backline class witch, and she was immediately recruited by an experienced female adventurer. That scene made Jack misunderstand something. He assumed backline roles must be very popular in this world, and that staying in the back meant avoiding direct combat with monsters. So on his application form, he wrote down the word backline. The receptionist froze on the spot, because backline was just a general role description, not an official class name. But to her surprise, the system actually accepted Jack's choice. Immediately after, a string of unreadable text appeared in his job status window. This meant Jack had obtained a completely new, never-before-seen class. But an unknown class didn't necessarily mean it was powerful, because untested classes could just as easily be a trap. The receptionist felt it was her fault for not explaining clearly, so she apologetically handed Jack several mercenary vouchers in hopes of helping him. Jack then checked his abilities. He discovered that this backline class had an extremely wide skill range. It could enhance both attack and defense, and even included healing and scouting abilities. But the problem was he had no other class to compare it with, so he couldn't tell whether it was strong or weak. To be safe, Jack decided to head to the mercenary guild first, and exchange his vouchers for teammates who could accompany him. The guild was crowded with people, but among all the available mercenaries, only one female lizardman was left that Jack could recruit. At first, Jack thought lizardman meant a huge monster-like creature, but when she actually appeared, he froze completely. Standing in front of him was not a monster at all, but a girl who looked almost completely human with only faint lizard-like features. Her name was Mary, and her true identity was a demi-human. In this world, if an adventurer died inside a labyrinth, there was a very small chance they would transform into a demi-human form. These demi-humans couldn't speak and had no consciousness of their own. They only obeyed their master's orders unconditionally. Because of that, their only usable role was basically as mercenaries. Looking at the small and silent Mary beside him, Jack still felt uneasy. He simply couldn't accept letting a girl like this stand in front of him and take the hits, so he made a decision in advance. Once they entered the labyrinth, he would only do a brief skill test. If everything checked out, he would immediately retreat. He absolutely wouldn't let Mary take unnecessary risks for him.